Good morning, children. This early morning session is dedicated to class 11. Just now, I gave some revisional questions for class 11 as it is a winter break and students might be relaxing, but that is not the time to relax. Education is a continuous process and they should understand that every second is important. So, I gave almost 10 questions from two important chapters in English core and just after half an hour before half an hour, and now I am going to discuss for their benefit the answers of these questions. First question is, why did the narrator want to go round the world twice? Actually, this is the story from the second chapter. That is, you know, that is the name of this chapter is yes, going the journey, the voice to the world. That is, yes, this the story about we are not afraid to die if we can all be together, by Gordon Cook and Ellen East. Yeah, this question, lies in the chapter. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. And the very first question is, why did the narrator want to go round the world voice? Well, the narrator, being an adventurous person, wants to duplicate the voice around the world that was undertaken by Captain James Cook 200 years ago. He is a person of a bit adventurous nature. He wanted to duplicate the journey undertaken by Captain James Cook 200 years ago, and so he, along with his family, set sail from Plymouth in England and went on exploring the world through their voice. This clearly suggests that the narrator was a man of adventure and was ready to take risk for any kind of achievement. Question number 2. Describe the wave walker that was built for the purpose. The wave walker was particularly built for the purpose of that voice. It was a boat that was designed for the purpose. The wave walker, mainly was a boat that was built for the purpose of this long journey. The narrator had dreamt of sailing in the wake of the great explorer Captain James Cook in this wave walker. It was the boat that had especially been designed and made for that purpose. It was 23-meter long and 30-ton wooden hulled boat. It had been professionally built. It had been tested for months in the roughest weather. It was believed that Wave Walker would complete 1,05,000 kilometer voyage in 3 years in different phases. So that is 105,000 kilometer voyage in 3 years. So it was expected that the Wave Walker would complete 105,000 kilometer voyage in just 3 years in different phases. That is how the third question goes on. Now, what was the situation on the morning of January 3? On the morning of January 3, the weather condition improved a bit. It was just a happy note that there was a little change in the atmosphere. The situation showed a little improvement. Pumps had been working round the clock and the water was drained out. The water level was sufficiently under control. The crew members could take 2 hours rest in the rotation, but there was still a tremendous leak somewhere inside the water line. No doubt they had survived for 15 hours since the wave hit Wave Walker, but it would not hold long long enough and they expected the change in their favor. They just expected that the atmosphere would improve and they would be able to survive. Next question. Why was it hard to believe that the grandmother had once been young? Well, the narrator had seen his grandmother old and wrinkled for the last 15 years. She had been the same old and wrinkled lady for the last 20 years. So it was very hard for the narrator to believe that she had once been young and pretty. She might be, beautiful in the sense that she was a divine soul, but she never had been physically beauty, because it was hard for the narrator to believe that she would have been a young lady sometime back, because the narrator had seen her, same old and wrinkled lady, which with a bent, back, for the last 20 years. There was no question of believing in the fact that she had once been young and pretty. Next question, that is question number, that is question number 3. How did it? How did the narrator and his grandmother become good friends? The narrator uh, woke him up in the morning. She got him ready for the school, and she often accompanied him to the school every day. It was the narrator who really made him prepared for the school, went along with him to the school, and came back along with him. On the way, she fed the stray dogs chapatis, and she spent most of her time along with the narrator. She even helped the narrator do his homework while he was in the village school. So that is how they became very close friends, and they were very intimate to each other. Next question. Describe the physical feature of the narrator, the grandmother, narrator's grandmother. The narrator's grandmother was deeply a religious lady. She was an old lady with a wrinkled face, and she had a bent back. The narrator's grandmother had looked old and wrinkled for the last 20 years. She had always been old and wrinkled. Her face could be easily, detected. She had been old and wrinkled for the last 20 years. She was fat and slightly bent. She had a wrinkled face. She looked very old. She had been looking the same for 20 years. She could walk straight. She hobbled about the house in spotless white clothes. She had to keep her one hand on her waist. It was to balance her stoop. She held a rosary in the other hand. She was always telling the bits of rosary. Her silver locks scattered over her face. Her lips constantly moved. She always prayed to herself. She presented a picture of peace and contentment. That is how her physical feature has been described. And the last two questions, you know, the author's grandmother was a religious person. Give two instances. The narrator's grandmother was a religious person. She often prayed, and she often counted the bits of rosary that was in her second hand. She went on praying in the early morning. She sang in a monotonous sing-sang voice early in the morning, her morning prayer. And while she went to the narrator's school, while the narrator studied in the school, the temple was just in the campus of the school. So she read scripture sitting over there. The moment the narrator studied and recited his alphabet in the school, village school, she read scriptures and religious books. Second example is that she went on counting the bits of rosary all the time, praying. Her lips moved silently in constant prayer. Even on the day on her deathbed, she never forgot to, count the bits of rosary. And when she died, the rosary fell off her fingers down. This was quite an evident example to prove that she was a deeply religious lady. Next question. Yes, how was the common link of their friendship broken? Yeah, as soon as the narrator and his grandmother were sent to the city, their parents, the narrator's parents, sent them to the city. They now the common link got, broken. The narrator attended an English school over there, and he often went to school in a motor bus. Now the grandmother no more helped him in his homework because he was taught English and science, which she didn't like. Even he was taught music, which she hated. I mean, when the narrator went to the university, he was given a separate room, and so mm, both of the narrator and the grandmother could see them very less. They hardly saw them in in the 1 year they had no opportunity to see them. They saw them very less. That was quite evident because he was given a separate room. So that was how the common link of friendship between the grandmother and the narrator was broken. So it was the moment when they were sent back to the city by the narrator's parent. The common link of friendship got broken because the narrator no more attended the village school. He was in a city school. He went to an English school in a motor bus, and there was no chance of the grandmother accompanying him to the school. She even didn't help him in his homework because he was taught English and science, which she hardly had any interest in. And therefore, the common link of the friendship was broken at that time. And this is the last question. Yes, what were the happiest moment of the day of the grandmother? Yeah, the grandmother happiest moment was the half hour in the afternoon when she fed the sparrows with the broken pieces of bread. She would, break the bread into small pieces, and the sparrows would gather there. They would even sit on her head, her shoulders, and her fingers, everywhere, and they just fed. As she fed them lovingly and quite happily, she spent her time feeding them for half an hour, and that was the happiest moment every day in the afternoon when she fed the sparrows with the broken pieces of bread. That was the happiest moment for the narrator. She relaxed at that moment, and she was free from all her chorus. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead. Thanks a lot.